Hey guys, Jagist here. This is Jagist Reviews. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a super partial kind of a teardown. Not really that big of a teardown. So if you want to take the screen, this is on the Wking T11. This is going to cost you about, I think, $350 or so. It's normally about 600 bucks. They have a coupon and it hasn't gone away yet. And that brings it down to like basically the same price as like a JBL Party Box 120. So insane. Gonna do a quick, just wanted to see what these speakers look like. And I want to show you guys real quick. All right, so you're gonna come with me real fast. To get the screen off, you have to pop off the bottom, take out all the screws. You have to take off all the screws. There's screw holes back here and a bunch of stuff in the back. You have to pop that off. And then there's my puppies. What you guys doing? All right, anyways, so here is the screen, right? It's got these little flaps. So these are actually stuck up inside of a plastic piece and then bent over. So it's securely holding this in. You cannot pry this up from the speaker. You have to actually take off the bottom and the top. I put the top back on because I don't want it to rattle while I do some music tests and whatnot. But just so you guys know, it is a pain in the absolute butt. Let me see. I'm going to pause this for 1 sec. I need to find my tape measure. All right, and we are back. I've got the tape measure. So let's go ahead and see what these speakers are really measuring out. Now, as you can see, they are using the Silk Dome tweeters. Thank goodness. So these Party Box speakers, the JBLs especially, all use the mid-range drivers as their tweeters. Basically, same thing the Sony Altfield 7. They're basically like a mid-drive tweeter that they use. They're finally starting to do Silk Dome tweeters. It's just a better sound, nicer listen, just better on the ears, in my opinion. And we've got here, so these are going to be about 1 1/4. So 1 1/4 inch for the tweeters. Now, I don't know how big you actually need. Obviously, this thing goes insanely loud. 135 decibels from 1 meter away is what it says, which is insane. I did find my dB meter, so we will be testing out the volume max on all of these speakers, whatnot. Now, if you just measure the woofer from, excuse me. Okay, so if you only measure it from the foam to foam, you get 7 inches. That's how one of the other reviewers has measured it. Now, I learned the hard way. That is not how speaker companies measure their speakers. So, for instance, the Harman Kardon Go Plus Play 3, which I have over there, I measured it that way. It came out to 4.5 inches, and I got my head ripped off. Everyone was saying how that's not the correct way. That's not how speaker manufacturers measure their speakers. So, how they measure it is actually the edge of the frame to the edge of the frame. Now, that gives us 8-inch woofers. So, this does, in fact, have 2 1 1/4 inch tweeters, 2 8-inch woofers, which is particularly pretty dang good, especially for the price. Now, I was wrong. This does not compete with the Party Box 720. This is somewhere in the range of the Party Box 320 and the new Party Box 520, possibly. Now, it does have 1.5 inches bigger drivers than the Party Box 320, which I believe has 6.5-inch woofers. The 520, I believe, has 7.5. So basically almost the same size as those. And then I think the new Party Box 720 that's coming out is 9-inch woofers. So they'll be 1 inch bigger than these bad boys. But I've got this thing turned on. I've got the bass set to the max. Let me test something real quick. I don't know if that light is going to mess with the camera. Yeah, for this video, guys, I'm going to turn the lights off because I don't want it messing with my camera. This camera is better than the last one I used to use. The lights used to really affect them.
Microphone priority.
Oops, wrong button. Hopefully that doesn't mess with anything sound-wise. But let's go ahead and take a quick listen to this. I'm going to try not to piss my neighbors off too badly. This thing is ridiculously loud. It makes the X-Double-Wow Max and Zealot S89 sound like little tiny kitchen speakers comparatively. I mean, but as you can tell, much more massive on those speaker drivers. Let me see if I can get a little extra light. All right, guys. Now, I'm just going to go straight to just rap because that's basically going to give us the best woofer movement, I suppose. So, let's do...
Hey, look, I'm like, if you broke, just say that.
Alright, this is at 40%.
You should know that I don't play that. No, we can't debate. I'm like, if you lame, just say that.
That deep bass, though, hopefully you can hear it. It's crazy.
I can't debate. I'm like, if you broke, just say that. Ain't no
Jeez, a blue.
You should know that I don't play that. No, we can't
go. Boom,
debate.
boom,
If you
boom.
lame, just say that.
Look at that.
But you should
turn
know
it
that
up.
we don't play that. So now I can't debate. Ay, what the be wrong with y'all? Oh my no. And I ain't just called to stall. I'm really trying to knock down all your walls. These talk tough as but when it comes time they call the law. And I really do rock with me. So tell me why that
We're at
ain't y'all
70%.
applause. Good God, y'all lame as Let's stick to your lane as well. Look like you made to fail, and they could let no shade prevail. And I feel too blessed
All right,
today. I just
100%.
got paid like yesterday. And I think I fooled a while. So baby girl, put your away. Like, if you broke, just say that. Ay, ain't no need to hate. You should know that.
Alright, guys, I've probably pissed off my neighbors, so
If you lame, just say that.
I'm just gonna pause it there for a sec so I can catch my breath. Honestly, guys, I'm not even lying. This thing hits deep bass. I'm talking deep, deep bass. And it hits it with some crazy authority. I hope that you... that's not even going to come over the microphone, honestly. The microphones. There's no way. It's probably clipping my mics. If it's not, then it's definitely getting reduced down. There's a whole lot of things with microphones and how they get the sound, all of that. So the only thing I want to do a partial teardown of, aside from taking the actual screen off so we can see what this thing looks like, because we already saw the battery. The components on the inside I'm not as interested in. I just want to see what this woofer magnet is looking like, do a free air, and then we can also stick a camera inside to look at the components inside. So give me a sec. I am going to unscrew this bad boy real quick, and then, yeah, let's go ahead and see what it's looking like. All right, guys, so I took this apart. I'm not going to do it for too long. I definitely want to get this thing put back together. It is one of the more pricey speakers I own at this point, although still super decent price. This is the 8-inch woofer. Hold on. I might need to move this whole thing back a little bit. Now, we've got a decent size magnet, actually quite a large one. So this is not neodymium. This is a ferrite magnet. And I actually do like the ferrite. So these are 100-watt woofers, which is actually pretty dang decent. Let's see. It says 2 ohm. Got a little vent in the back. Now the basket itself is not vented. So that would be the only thing that could make this better. As you can see, it's got quite a large spider. It is just got one connection there. I'm trying to remember what that's called. One spider or one voice coil or the dual voice coil. So I believe if it's dual voice coil, it'd have a connection over on this side too. But one is good enough. So let's do a quick free air while I'm holding this. It is going to sound like crap because... yeah, it just is.
Hey, but you shouldn't. Ay, look, I'm like, if you broke. broke, just say that. Ain't no need to hate. You should know that I don't play that. No, we came today. I'm like, if you lame, just say that. Nah, I can't relate, but you should know that we don't play that. So now I can't debate. I'm like, if you broke, just say that. Ain't no need to hate. You should know that I don't play that. Now we can't debate. I'm like, if you lame, just say that. Nah, I can't relate, but you should know that we don't play that. So now I can't debate. Ay, what the be wrong with y'all? On my nah, and I ain't just called the star. I'm really trying to knock down all you walls. These talk tough as
all in all,
time they call the laws. And I really do rock with me.
all in all, super decent. Gotta pause that for a sec. As you can see, really good woofer. The only thing that I would say that could make it better, I suppose, is if they used a dual voice coil, but I'm not sure how big of a difference that makes. And then also venting right here, venting the basket can help so that your speaker doesn't overheat or have any issues of that caliper. Let me see real quick. Stick that there. So 100-watt woofers, RMS at least, I'm assuming. And then the tweeters, I'm not sure, maybe like 40 watts each. So as you can see in here, this is our little board amplifier. It does have a heat sink on it right there. As we go in. All right, it's not showing me. Sorry guys, I can't fit my camera in very well. I'm trying to see if we can see. So there's the other woofer. The tweeters are in their own little compartment, so I cannot feel anything. But yeah, batteries outside, that kind of gives us just a good impression of this thing. So like I said, I don't do crazy teardowns. I don't go through all of the details and everything. That's just kind of what I wanted to see, what the magnet looks like. Unfortunately, I'm not going to take it apart further so we could see the magnets on the tweeters. Most of the time, that doesn't make too much of a difference. They're in their own little compartments, and usually there's just a little flat magnet that is on them. So pretty cool altogether. This thing is a beast. As far as bass goes, I have nothing that even comes close to it in the bass department. Obviously, if this is something that is like a competitor to the JBL Boombox 320 and potentially the 520, nothing that I have is going to touch it. I mean, you're talking about very, very different size, very different wattage. It's like me putting the Zealot ZE21 up against the little Zealot P12 that I got. Like, just vastly difference in amounts of bass and wattage and all of that kind of stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and we'll see you on the next video.